Like you, I too started my video agency just like everyone else, where I fell in love with cinematography. I just had a passion for making really cool videos and telling stories and color grading and pacing and sound design. Naturally, I thought to myself, how can I turn this into a career? How can I learn how to make money and do what I love at the same time? So I started telling people, hey, I'll make a dope video for you. Do you need something? And hope that I could make ends meet, but I could barely get past 5K on a good month, by the way. And I would just be landing odd jobs here and there, and I was in this constant feast and famine cycle. But I had to come to one painful conclusion that took me way too long to get to, and I want to spend the next 5-10 minutes, however long this video is, dissecting this conclusion so that you don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. Otherwise, you'll spend the next 2 years struggling to make ends meet and wind up hating the very job that you initially fell in love with. So there's two types of videographers, right? You got the business owner, and then you got the creative. And you're probably thinking, yeah, I'm a business owner. I got my LLC. I know how to close deals. My close rate's really high, Ridge. Well, is it really high, or are you just sitting back, operating off word of mouth, having a lot of people that are referred over to you, and then of course they're an easy close? But do you know your numbers? Do you know your KPIs? Do you have a predictable form of lead generation? Do you have a no-brainer offer that sells itself? Do you know how to deliver results for clients? Do you have predictability in the business as a whole? These questions to ask yourself. So let's separate the two right now, and I want you to figure out and identify which one you really are objectively. Okay, so the creative mindset focuses on craft and passion of the videos you make. Right? I can't tell you how many guys I talk to that are constantly like, well, I only work with clients that appreciate the art that I make. Newsflash, people don't pay you top dollar for videos that look really cool, because if it doesn't make them more money, then what's the point in spending the money in the first place? Now, the business owner mindset focuses on results and profitability. I want to make beautiful, inspiring videos that people will love. I want to solve a problem for my clients and show tangible results. The creative is focused on personal fulfillment over profit. As long as I'm passionate, the money will flow, right? You told yourself that before a few times probably, because I have. And then the business owner is focused on client impact and ROI over aesthetics. My work has to directly impact my clients' bottom line for long-term success. Here's a good one too. The creative is flexible with their services. Constantly asking the client, what is it you want? You want this video? Okay, cool. You want to have short form here. You want to have a long form VSL. And you want just a cool video to showcase your brand message? Yeah, we can do that for sure. Here's what it's going to cost. And then you do that for every client. And then before you know it, you're doing tons of totally different video assets for every new job. And then you're stuck in fulfillment. And then you can't get past 10K a month because you're way too busy fulfilling all these projects. But the business owner has productized, repeatable services. When you have a repeatable service, AKA, we create 30 days of high-performing short-form content for roofing companies to deliver X consistent lead flow on a monthly basis, right? Increase your lead flow by 20%. When you're able to do that, and you know exactly what your client journey looks like, and you know how you fulfill, then you can start to build systems, SOPs, and processes underneath each job description so you know how to hire appropriately and ultimately deliver results for your clients. When you do that, you then begin to fire yourself, get more time back, and deliver better results for your clients. Stop doing this. Stop doing one-off random projects for any client that comes through your door. Also, real quick, if anyone ever asks you what you currently do for lead gen, and you respond with, oh, word of mouth is all I really do, that's not something you do. You don't do word of mouth. Word of mouth means you sit back and you don't do anything about trying to find more lead flow. You're doing zero inputs, and you're expecting some sort of output. Right? You're just sitting back and hoping someone's gonna come to you and say, hey, we want a video, can you do it? And you're like, oh, yeah, I can do it. I don't mean to come across like I'm talking down, it's because I love you, so take this productively. The creative works project to project, a bunch of one-off stuff, right? You'll close a deal this month, make $5,000, and awesome, cool. Then you spend the whole month fulfilling on it just to roll into the next month and go, man, where's my next $5,000 gonna come from? And then try to find that next person. While the business owner is aiming for recurring revenue, or as we like to call it, MRR, monthly recurring revenue. You're always looking for the next gig, right? Meanwhile, business owner is always aiming to build a client base with predictable monthly revenue. You have predictability in your business. That brings you more peace of mind so you can support your family better, so you can not have to go into a new month wondering where your next paycheck's gonna come from. And it helps build enterprise value. So if you ever wanna sell down the line, that's what investors wanna see. They wanna see what you're bringing in on a monthly recurring revenue basis. They don't wanna see what your average months are. They wanna know how many clients do you have sign up on a monthly retainer that pay you month over month, time and time again. That builds enterprise value. Pricing based on time and effort. I'll charge by the hour or a day rate based on the project scope, right? The business owner prices based on, what is it? Value. You got it correct. Okay. Value-based pricing. I price based on the outcome and ROI the client gets. Yeah, not just hours put in. I'll give you a hypothetical example. Let's say you spend a full day, 8 hours working on one video, you deliver to the client, and the client makes no money from it. They have no more leads come through. It doesn't help increase the sales throughout the sales process. At the end of the day, their bank account's still the same. But then your competitor comes in and they offer to make a video for them, but it's $5,000. However, after they spend the $5,000, the client gets 2 leads at an average order value of $5,000 per, which means they generate $10,000, which is a 2x ROI. So they spend $5,000 and make 10. $5,000 in profit. The other one wasn't able to make anything. What do you think they're gonna rather spend their money on? The $5,000 video that made them 2x in trackable returns, or the $1,000 video that you produced for them? Value-based pricing, not hourly-based pricing. Okay, the creative has no niche. I can make a video for anyone with a pulse. If you want a video, I'm your guy. And then the business owner is focused on niche. All right, next thing, the creative relies on inconsistent leads, or word of mouth, as we like to call it, right? Oh, word of mouth works really well for me. That doesn't make any sense. Word of mouth in and of itself is inherently not predictable, and it is very volatile, and you can't build a business off of that. You're just kind of self-employed, and you're at the mercy of the market. The business owner has a predictable form of lead gen. This person knows how to spend $1 on ads and get $16 back. They know how to implement a funnel and a step-by-step process and automations to be able to book consistent calls every single week, and then have a dialed sales process to close at a 30 to 40% close minimum. So they then know they can rely on X amount of increased revenue every single month, so long as they just maintain their inputs. Now, the next thing is the creative avoids systems and processes. They do everything manually, right? Like you show up with the client and then you figure out, oh, you need X, Y, Z, even though you haven't done it for any other client. And so you try to come up with it from scratch. And then you're stuck in fulfillment because you're the only one that knows how to deliver that specific video for that specific client. And then you go do the exact same thing with the next client, and you're always stuck in the fulfillment process because you don't have repeatable systems, right? You don't have repeatable frameworks on how to make specific ads or organic reels. You don't have specific processes for your shooters to show up on site and implement X, Y, Z framework to deliver said result for X client. You know what I'm saying, right? The business owner implements systems. The creative is afraid of delegation. No one can create and deliver the quality of videos and content that I can, so I have to be the one to do it. I guarantee you've said that at some point within your business. Now, the business owner knows that in order to scale, they need to build a team and use them as leverage. I'm gonna hire specialists to scale so I can remove myself from fulfillment and focus just on business development and growth. The creative views marketing as secondary. The business owner sees marketing and sales as the core pillar to growth. The creative measures success by creative quality, the quality of your videos, 4K, color grading, transitions, sound design, all the cool stuff that we love doing, right? If my work is great and better than all my competitors, it'll speak for itself. People will spend the money. If my work is generating revenue and results, then it's working. All right, we're getting close. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. And then we got some really good stuff I want to talk about at the end. How can we actually take this into account, and then how do you need to rewire your mindset to be able to make the pivot now so you don't have to spend the next 2 years like we did, wasting your time grinding your gears, being stuck in this constant feast and famine, right? The creative works reactively, while the business owner is proactive. I'll just do the work and see what happens. I'll just land my next deal when a client finally comes to me. Proactive. I have quarterly and yearly targets to continue scaling. And if I don't hit the targets, I understand why I didn't and what I need to change moving forward to ensure that I hit them in the future. There's a couple different business models that I look at or that I think about when it comes to the video production space. And there's a couple different routes you can choose to go on. I see 3 different options, all right? This is what I've seen and gathered over the course of my career, okay? They're the indie filmmakers. Those are the worst, okay? They're the ones that are like, I just wanna make documentaries and I wanna make short films and I wanna do music videos and stuff like that, right? And it's incredibly hard to scale a business that way. It's really not a business, it's kind of just like a side hustle passion project thing where there's not a lot of market demand, you're not able to provide a lot of long-term value, and the business model just doesn't really support itself, okay? So you've got the indie filmmakers. Then you have the high-level video production businesses. These businesses are usually focused on high ticket, very, very high ticket, $20,000 to $50,000 one-off video projects for big corporate entities where they spend a bunch of money and time on pre-production, tons of contractors to come and fulfill and produce the video projects. There's a lot of overhead costs involved, and the time to fulfill on the one project that they attain is usually several months. If they're really good, it could just be like a week or two, but also depending on the scope of work. There's a lot of variables and nuances here. Here's the thing, if you charge 50 grand for a video, for one of these big commercial projects, you gotta hire a lot of contractors, a lot of time to fulfill, you're only gonna profit maybe 10 to 20%, generally speaking. All this work just to profit 10 to 20%. And then, usually the clients don't renew. They need their one video, they receive it, cool, thanks very much. Hopefully you're lucky if they come back in the next couple of years. And the last and most important thing is I hear guys, I hop on calls all the time and guys are always like, man, I wanna enjoy what I do. I wanna have passion in the videos that I create. I just don't like corporate. I don't like short video reels. I wanna make big production videos. You need to decide what's more important to you. Passion in making beautiful videos or making money. But making money so that I can get more time freedom. I can provide opportunities and peace of mind for my wife and for my kids and for my family. More money so that I can help other people that otherwise can't help themselves. More money to impact either the world on a global level or your local community. It's what we use the money for, and is what you're going to use the money for if you make $10, $15, $20, $30,000 a month is more important to you than just loving every single project you do. That's the route you need to take, but you need to be real with yourself. And newsflash, if you end up taking the route where you end up just doing a bunch of big video projects where you get to have fun and enjoy them, you're gonna end up having a ton of them where you still hate it. You're not gonna love every single project you do. You're gonna hate a lot of them. They're gonna suck. You're gonna work with bad clients. You're gonna be drained. You're gonna end up hating the very job that you fell in love with in the first place. Then you have the video marketers. This is a little bit newer. They've really started to become a lot more popular over the past couple years. Video marketers are marketing agencies that specialize in video production as the vehicle to deliver the results for their clients, okay? Here's why this business model is, in my opinion, the best bar none. Because the outcome that you deliver for video production is also ROI, so you have that going for you as well, right? Like those are the same. Indie filmmaking, like weddings, music videos, documentary work, whatever. It's not ROI based, that's not the outcome that you're delivering. These guys are, it's subjective, right? And it's very difficult to perceive and charge high ticket for something that isn't relatable, if that makes sense, right? So it's like, okay, if the perceived ROI for a roofing company is you're gonna generate X video assets with Y amount in ad spend, and they're gonna get 20 leads every single month on average, how much do you think they're gonna be willing to spend on your services to make an extra 100 grand in perceived revenue per month? Probably a lot of money. It's very easy to directly correlate the price they're going to spend versus the value they're going to receive. So you have price and value, right? Price correlate to the value when you're doing this kind of work where it's a subjective based outcome and not a return oriented ROI outcome, if that makes sense. So here's the other thing about video marketers. A lot of this we already talked about on the other side, right? Like you can almost look at, oh, here we go. This is great. I just came up with this. All right. This is the creative side. This is creative plus biz owner, kind of. And then this is really both of them, but more of a business owner. So this one you get to really be both and you get to do it really well. This one is like, you're more so of a creative here, and this one's just all creative, okay? Anyway, this one, video marketers, you're able to do MRR, like we said before, so you're able to add predictable revenue to your business. The other thing about being a video marketer is you're able to get really low customer acquisition costs, meaning you can spend $300 to $500 to acquire a new client on an average of a $1,500 to $2,000 monthly retainer. And usually they stay for anywhere between 3 and 6 months. Average. Ideally, you try to get them longer. Our guys have clients stay for longer than that, but industry average, 3 to 6 months. With this, you're able to productize a lot more. You can build systems, SOPs, and processes to hire effectively. You have higher profit margins and ultimately better quality of life. I blabbered on for a lot. Hopefully this is valuable for you guys. If you haven't already, go watch my latest video. It's been up for a minute now, but we basically show you how a lot of our guys are getting a 16x ROAS with their video agency. So they're getting, for every dollar they spend on ads, $16 back on average. We show you their ad creatives. We show you this exact strategies, the scripts, we'll give you the templates that we use to track all of our KPIs. We literally show you step by step exactly how to do this and start making money. So at this point, you have no excuse to stay stuck where you're currently at in your video business and not make more money with all the free resources that we offer. It's up to you if you choose to take advantage of it. So that being said, thank you for your support. Appreciate you, love all you guys. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the DMs and we'll brainstorm a plan and we'll chat. See you in the next one.